last night's game, Bengals and Rams, Ocho Cinco Johnson got honored in their Bengals Ring of Honor last night. I don't know if you listened to Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay, but now
not as much as I'd like to, but it is good.
It's fantastic. But now that he's on the volume now and does his own thing, Chad Johnson is on the show now every week now with him.
Which, by the way, love him on the volume. That was a great move by Colin
absolutely.
Cowherd.
Chad Johnson on there weekly with him. I think twice a week, actually, if I'm not mistaken. On there with Shannon Sharp, and we were talking about him being honored, for Ring of Honor for last night's game.
Right.
Chad Johnson, of course, liked to push things a little more with conversation. He talk about like gold jackets, about the Hall of Fame. So I asked you this question. I'll read some of the numbers here first before we dive into the conversation. Chad Johnson's career, first off, 766 receptions, 11,059 yards, 67 touchdowns. He's a hold on a second. He's a 3-time first-time All-Pro, 1-time second-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. He was the receiving yards leader in 2006. As I said, he was in the Ring of Honor for the Bengals. Kyle asked his question: is Chad Johnson a Hall of Famer?
First ballot, no. Should he be considered? Yes. In my opinion, Jimmy Smith should be in before he is. Mm-hmm. But I think he and Chad Johnson both have the same problem. It's the franchises that you play for that are problematic here. If Carson Palmer in that group won a Super Bowl, got to a Super Bowl, we'd be having a different conversation. In other words, what I'm saying, it's Kimo Van Oelhoffen's fault that Chad Johnson isn't going to make it to the Hall of Fame quickly. And while the franchises they played for are being held against them, I'm not saying it's with intent. They just don't get as much pub because, the Bengals have been the Bungles for so long. Only lately have the Bengals been good, right? Everybody assumes the only good quarterback to ever play for the Bengals is Joe Burrow. While that's inaccurate, that's, kind of the psyche of the modern football fan, right?
Boomer Esiason was awesome.
What's that?
Boomer Esiason was awesome. I love Boomer Esiason.
I don't know if he was awesome, but he was pretty darn good, yeah.
When MVP 1 year. 88.
Let's put it this way. If MVP was your measure of everything, you'd be leaving out a lot of guys who got screwed over.
Oh, no, I get it. I'm just saying that year went to the Super Bowl and we're Joe Montana miracle from winning the Super Bowl that year.
I mean, listen, it's not my fault he couldn't hang with Joseph Clifford Montana. Anyway.
Oh, hey, look, it's John Candy. Same drive. Oh, by the way, 90 yards. Go, Jerry.
Anyways, no. I think, but yeah, because Jimmy Smith played for Jacksonville, and that team that maybe shouldn't exist in the eyes of many in that city, because Chad Johnson played for the Bungles and all of that, he's not going to get the appropriate respect. But yeah, obviously not a first ballot guy. If he made it in an era where I actually start showing gray hair, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I would lean if someone first ballot. First off, I think did he pass that opportunity for ballot?
He did. I'm just saying it's appropriate he didn't get it.
Right. I mean, look, if T.O. can get the first ballot, even due to political reasons, then and T.O. should be his top 3 receiver all the time, then obviously he's not first ballot. But he's definitely should be considered for Hall of Fame. In fact, even the years he was there, I mean, granted, the Bengals and the Bungles most of the last 30, 40 years, but the couple of spikes they've had, a couple of years where they were relevant to some degree, winning divisions and whatnot, playoff teams.
Palmer.
He was there.
Yeah. Actually, he was there for some of the John Kitna era, if I remember correctly.
The early part, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the late part of Kitna era into the Palmer era, yes.
Right. When you said the early part, you meant early in Johnson's career, right?
Correct.
Ocho's career, whatever.
He was a part of some positivity in the Bengals years, and obviously this era is obviously being probably the best of all. Probably, I mean, obviously you compare it to the Esiason years, but the only other years I remember them being relatively relevant for a couple of years, where they were a playoff team on a regular basis, was early Marvin Lewis, and right to your point, Carson Palmer, whatnot. So I'm with on that one. So yeah, you should get some credit. So you
agree it's Kimo Van Oelhoffen's fault?
Correct. I'm with you on that one.